podcast station, 105.7 The Phase. So, guys, today we are going to take a deep dive and have a really serious discussion and topic. And I want to hear you guys' thoughts. I want to hear your stories. I want to hear your comments. Doesn't have to be like we always say. Doesn't have to be what we state or what we advise because again, hey, we're not experts. We just having a conversation, giving our thoughts and our opinions, and we would like to hear from you. So we're gonna give you guys a minute to go ahead and come in the room, and we'll get started shortly. Oh, while we're waiting for you guys to come in the room, let me go ahead and tell you a couple of things. Of course, you already know Amanda Miller Talks is Monday 7:30 right here on Facebook and YouTube, right? But we have Film Talk hosted by Karina, Something Brewing, that radio and podcast show, The Real Boys Talk, Let Me Spin Your by that girl Mellow. And of course, our award-winning host, Game Over. So we're gonna give a round of applause to him.
Let I don't know you want to tell your business, but hey, we live. No, you got that notification.
Oh, you got that notification. So, guys, we're gonna take that deep dive, as I mentioned, on a very serious topic, and we definitely want to hear from you. Definitely want to hear from you. So, we're gonna give it a minute and allow people to come in the room because this is like, hey, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be real good.
You want to tell them what we're talking about?
Yeah, thank you, Zoe, for advising of that. So, guys, sorry that I missed that. So, the topic definitely, have we crashed out on our own race? And I think this can go back, a ways back, but definitely currently, I want to hear from you guys, any experiences, anything that you've experienced recently. I will say this. Before we just really get into the thick of things, it seemed like we had really died down on the fight videos.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, cause I just seen a few.
No, that's what I'm saying. You're right. It just seems like it's back out there. It just seems like every time you look up now,
it's a video about a fight. But it was really, really rapid for a while.
I agree.
Everything was World Star. Put it on World Star. But it did die down. But now it's like it's
now it seems like it's ramping back up. So I'm like, dang, when did we get where we don't try to call the police, we pull out a camera?
Right.
When do my thing is like, I know I get it. Sometimes people are afraid to kind of get in the middle of stuff. So I get that.
Yeah.
But instead of filming and recording, think about if that was your son, or if that was your daughter, or if that was your mom. Would you want that to be put out there for the world to see and the embarrassment? So think about that piece of it, people, before we even do that. I don't know. We just, sometimes I just think about us and I be like, man. And I ain't never saying I ain't glad to be who I am as for the skin color.
That's right.
Now let me just use that. But I do see a lot of stuff. I be saying, man, we really gonna do this?
Yeah, right. Do better.
We do have to do better in a lot of areas, though.
And then we also will be quick when other races do things to us. We be 38 high. But we never look into the way we do each other and the things that we do. So I'm not saying excuse the behaviors of others, but what I am saying, how we gonna if we ain't swept around our own front door, how we gonna expect other people to save us
I agree. Or treat you
or
different.
treat us differently?
Yeah. I mean, you know, when you think about it, like, we pick fun at different cultures and stuff like that all the time. I'm gonna use the Mexicans for an example. Because you know right now they are under attack. You know, I'm gonna use the Mexicans for an example. We laugh about how they get one apartment and everybody live together. But you know what? That's probably the smartest thing to do.
And it showed they unified.
Not even just that. They credit good.
That's right.
They got savings.
Yeah.
They not living paycheck to paycheck.
That's right.
You know, like they family oriented. They've created that family orientation. And it's something that, you know, culturally as black people, we don't do. Like, you know, growing up, I can remember my mama cook. I go in my room, she go in her room. When then I come back, bring my dishes down, go back in my room. We didn't sit down at the table and eat.
That's
talk.
right. That's
You know,
right.
we talked on the car ride, you know, if we felt like it. But with the Hispanic community, man, they having Taco Tuesday, Fajita Friday,
Okay. Okay.
Enchilada Thursday.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Quesadilla Wednesday.
Okay.
You know, Tequila Saturdays.
That's
Modelo
right.
Sunday.
That's
You know what I'm
right.
saying? But
That
they
is
doing
true.
stuff and they building that family. So when they have those kids are seeing that. So that's why you rarely see stuff like you rarely see certain cultures doing stuff that black people do because they just would never.
Right.
Like I would never put my mama out there like that, you know. But you got this black girl over here, she trying to go viral. So my mama do something crazy, she gonna put her mama on there, but then you
And
want to get
vice
on
versa.
shade, want to argue with everybody in every comment.
That's right.
And vice versa. When did we want to have credit for disciplining our children? Like parents, you know, if I whoop my child or if my child did something wrong and I
Yeah.
caught them doing something, now I got to
For the
put
world-
it for the world to
to
see.
Right.
Why do I need the approval
And
of
then
the
defect gonna be knocking at your
right?
Cause you can cuss at a child now and they
Ooh.
in 45-day investigation.
Well, I'm glad the folk ain't never been called on me.
I mean, and I get it. You know, we say stuff and we discipline our children, and as well we should.
Right.
But I guess my thing is, when is it that we run and put it on the
Social
internet,
media. That's
on
true.
social media? Because like to Mel's point, now that you can get monetized, everybody want to put something on the YouTube or what is the TikTok to be monetized, but you never think about
Go get a job.
you know.
That's what's happened. But some of that is the world that we're living in now. So back to Melo's point when she was talking about, you know, we don't sit down as a family, the black culture. I think back in the day, we did. You know what I mean? And I think as time has changed, even back in the day, we did live together in a family house. You know what I mean? My grandmother had my uncles downstairs. They stayed downstairs.
Everybody could stay at my auntie house.
Everybody live. You can live with each other and save, and you have multiple families in a household.
Right.
But then it got to a point to where that wasn't the norm. Now the norm is everybody for themselves, and now we got to see what so and so got. Now I got to live. I got to keep up with the Joneses with what they have.
Right.
And now I think social media has just made it even worse. Because now I can take every aspect of my life and show it to the world. I got a new car. Here go my new car. Here go my new living room suit. I just beat my child upside the head. Watch me while I do that too. So, and if it comes to be a dollar value, of course.
And and maybe I'm missing it, guys. Maybe I'm missing it, and I'm not saying it's not out there. But I don't just really see other races with I got to show that I disciplined my child.
Right.
I got to show that the fight video. You know, I'm not saying the fight videos aren't out there, but I just see a lot of times it
With us.
always us.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we have really, in my opinion, and we've never really been unified the way that we should. But you know, current state, like we do too much. We got men against women, and when did that start happening? When is it that men feel the need to go back and forth with a woman? Let's talk about that a little bit.
Now you talking about crashing out. I wish a Negro would.
You see what I'm saying?
Why
Like,
are you in the? I mean, why? it was a video. I know y'all probably saw it, but it was two females going back and forth, and then some dude came into their conversation and went back and forth with the female and ended up fighting the female. Boy,
It's that
Yeah,
kind of
it's a lack
stuff.
respect. I mean, and that can attest to a conversation we had weeks ago about men just really not knowing how to be men.
that's
Mhm.
what
You know what I'm saying? Like, no grown man.
Sits up and
Should
go
only
back,
go
and
back and
forth
forth
with a
with
woman. Because at some
right.
point in your mind, as a grown, mature man, you say, don't call that lady out her name, but even if you had to say, you got it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You know what?
You got
Let
it.
Yeah.
Let her have it.
Yeah.
But what makes you think as a man that it makes you manly,
Mm-hmm.
or you get kudos or points because you can go back and forth with a woman? And in his little boy immature mind, guess what he's saying? Well, she ain't got no business going back and forth with me.
She ain't been talking to me like that.
But
Right.
I feel like when a man feel like that, what you bring to the table? Cause if you don't want me to talk back, then what you got?
Yeah, right.
What you doing? What have you shown me to give you that type of respect? See, these little boys, they want to be men.
Mm-hmm.
And they want you to respect them like men, but they don't have no men qualities, no men
Say it
attributes.
again.
And who is it that you? Where is it that you're lacking that either your homeboys or somebody in your family, they're not telling you, man, you really talk to them folk like that?
But see, the thing is, they probably are saying that.
Okay.
But get what? When they say that, boy, you just weak, you just let that
Yes,
go.
you're right.
You
You're
just let
right.
that go, do whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But what people have to understand, like, and I hate to say it, but when the woman happy, she gonna make the man happy. The man gonna be happy. When the woman is unhappy, then you gonna keep being in those type of situations
right.
where you got to keep going back and forth. She gonna want to argue with you. When you show a woman respect, regardless of your man, bad, rat, cat, or dog,
Mm-hmm.
when you show a woman respect, she gonna respect you in turn.
And that's even if y'all ain't in a relationship.
That's right.
If
Ain't
I
gotta
see,
be nothing.
right. If I see you on the street and man, you just happen to clash somewhere and it creates an argument.
Mhm.
Let's just say I might happen to let the door close on you and I didn't intentionally do it. Now
Yeah.
you mad. Then you could have that. Who said that it is
Exactly.
okay for men to respond to women like that? And that's what we do as a culture. We think everything is an argument. Like I had someone the other day, and we was going back and forth, and we're not in a relationship. I mean, just somebody. It was kind of like business wise,
Right.
and we're going back and forth. And to the fact that I stopped for a minute and said, you know what, I'm not finna do this with you. Well, you keep over talking me, and I'm gonna keep over talking you because as a man,
Yeah.
it's for you to at some point listen or
Mhm.
either say this conversation cannot go any further. But I think you thought as a man you was gonna try to bully me to hear and listen to you.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not gonna do that.
Do you think it's do you think men are so comfortable with it because women have gotten to a point to where they allow it, or where they go back and forth with a man, or where it's okay for you to call me what you want to, because then I'm gonna say what I want to say to you? Sometimes I think we've accepted too much, and when one woman accepts it, that's all it takes is one.
That's right, because you
Then
kept
you think
saying,
it's
"Oh, you're gonna
okay.
be quiet." No, who you talking to?
Right, because that's what you used to talk.
That's
to
what
women
you're
like that.
used to,
That's
and
right.
no one has put you in your place.
Right.
So I don't understand when men feel like that is okay to do. But then I had to be the bigger person to say, you know what? You got to show this clown
Uh-huh.
that you're bigger than this. So I said, when you're ready to have a mature conversation about this situation, call me back.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
Cause yeah, we're not gonna do that. And I just don't understand how we've gotten to the point where men think it's okay. Like I heard somebody today literally say that they a man. And the lady was out of place. Now she was out of line. Let me use that as the disclaimer to your point.
Mm-hmm.
She was out of line to what she said to him. But for you to say that you would slap the SHIT out of that woman, that's when you lose me.
You know, a man told me that one time too.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what happened? We whooped that. Me, my mama, my cousin. at the time, my girlfriend, my folks, we beat that ass.
Yeah, you
He
just
was tore up.
yeah, you come on. As a man,
Yeah.
why would you say that? Because you mean to tell me literally you let this lady got you to a point where you
Want to put your hands on her.
want to put your hands on the lady?
Yeah.
But I feel like too, women, when a woman think a man weak, they like to push
They
buttons.
do. We do.
And I feel like sometimes women do antagonize men because in our minds we feel like they can't hit us, they ain't supposed to hit us, or they gonna go to jail for hitting us.
Mhm.
But the police lock women up too.
They
for
do.
domestic
They do.
violence.
And that's why I was telling them, here's what you should have done.
That's right.
Because there was a better approach to what you did as opposed what you could have done as opposed to what you did.
Yeah.
Right.
You can feel when things are going left.
Mm-hmm.
You know before it even gets to that point if you need to pull back or you need to. But I know me too. In the heat of the moment, if I'm on 10 and I feel like I'm you ain't get ready to close my mouth. And my point is not to antagonize you. It's to let you know that you can't talk to me like
Yeah,
that.
you're
You're not gonna be able to do that.
Mhm.
But see, that's what I'm saying right there. Like, you got to be able to get to a point where you can keep yourself from getting to that point where things can get disrespectful. Because at that point, you lose your control.
That's
That is
right.
And see, once you lose that control, you don't know what's gonna happen. Now everything is unpredictable. But when you get into a situation like, and I know like lately, you know, like at first I used to be like, I yell and cuss them out, okay?
Mhm.
Get on their phone. I'm going crazy.
Right.
But now I be like, okay, all right.
Mhm.
Some people don't even know how to handle that calmness.
That's right.
They don't even
And that's
know
what
how
the
to
other
handle it.
person was saying. You could have killed them with kindness.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because
Just
what-
by.
Because get what? Ain't nobody ain't gonna want to yell at theyself, and ain't nobody gonna want to talk to theyself or cuss theyself out.
Very true.
Because if I ain't saying that to you, get what you gonna be like? Okay, them ain't.
Uh-huh.
You know what? Let me go on about
And
my
let me go
business.
on about my business.
That's true. I'm working on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
gotta-
and
That's how you maintain control. Like
Mhm.
people always like ask me how like I'm able to control my emotions and stuff like that. That because I had to talk to myself. I had to say, Mello, chill out,
That's right.
calm down.
Mhm.
Don't take it there, cause once you go there, you lose control.
Mhm.
And one thing I don't like is for another person to feel like they got it.
Mhm.
I ain't finna give you my power. So you have to like men, especially like if men are supposed to be, and I'm just gonna say it. They're supposed to be our leaders.
That's right.
You know,
And
they're
you
supposed
can't
to be
lead
the
like that.
creators.
That's
you know, exactly. So if you want your woman to give you a different type of response, then give her a different type of delivery.
That's right.
Oh,
Like,
I
say
love it.
again,
I
say
love
again.
it.
You have to do that, and
That
that's
is
just what
right.
people. Period. I was just telling my little stepson this morning that you cannot just be mean to people, random people anymore, because you don't know what a person is going through. People are crashing out and killing folks,
Yes.
strangers.
Mhm.
I mean, you can walk past a person, bump into them, and if you don't say, "Damn, my bad, I'm sorry," yeah, it might be busting you in the back of the head.
Mhm.
Everybody rob you, kill you, steal from you, all kind of stuff. So you have to be very mindful of how you treat other people. You know, people like to talk about the Bible, but the one verse that they don't never want to talk about is "Do unto others as you want others to do unto you."
Mhm.
That's right.
That's
So
right.
you can't walk around with that type of, you know, and I go back to men because I mean I have a father. You know, I have brothers. You know, I have brother figures. I have other father figures.
Right.
And when I saw my daddy get mad, is when I knew all hell was finna break loose.
Mm-hmm. And I will tell you, and I've said this once before, and I say it again a million times over. Shout out to Lushawn Warren. Lushawn told me one time, especially in a relationship, ladies, always remember how a man treated you when he was angry and what his response was.
Mm-hmm.
That would be able to show you and tell you how you deal with them going forward and accordingly.
That's right. That is very true.
I love that.
I
Because a
like
mad person, an angry person, and a drunk person
Speak the truth.
all the time.
Mm-hmm. They're gonna speak what's in their hearts.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I know, you know, one time.
One time. So
I
let's.
had to let her know.
That's right. So let's talk about these on what we got for our comments.
All
Thank
right,
you
so
guys.
first of all, I want to shout out to our 105.7 The Phase family that's in the building. Shout out to Cupid. Shout out to DJ Ambition. Shout out to KC That Way. What's happening? Okay, hold on. Thank you for calling 105.7 The Phase.
Hey, now, say, now.
Hey, now say now.
KC, is that you?
Hey, y'all.
Yes,
How y'all
sir.
doing, gang?
Gang.
We miss you.
That right.
I miss y'all. How y'all doing?
Hey, we in the building.
In the building.
I know I'm out here scamming, y'all.
Okay, alright.
Well, thank you for
We got
calling
2
me.
more episodes to go. So, I'll be back in the building. Get hold tight for me, y'all.
Got
Alright, we
you.
gonna hold it down for you, KC. We appreciate you for calling in.
What you got?
Alright.
What y'all was talking about there? About them bad kids?
You know we talking about
We
the
talking about
bad
bad kid by KC.
kids. We talking about them crashing out in that situation at him. Cause I thought you were gonna be here to tell us about your situation.
I know it. I tried, man. They need me. We on a mission right now for these last 2. We trying to pipe it up for these last 2 more episodes, y'all.
Okay.
Gotcha. So KC,
Yeah, we'll be at a 100 more.
so I tell it for you. I fill them in.
Tell it.
Okay, I got you. That second half of them folk.
I just want to tell everybody, I love y'all, and I'll be back real soon.
Okay. Love you too,
Casey a mess.
So,
Alright, so we got a couple of comments
Okay,
out here.
okay.
So, Cupid said the sad part is that they aren't making the amount of money that they're claiming in reference to
that social
people
media
doing the
monetizing
social-
stuff. Okay.
DJ Ambition. Social media is corrupting people's mind for the
Yes.
fast money, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Also Cupid, we need to go back to the village and get off the social media with your family and / community. I
That's
definitely agree with that. But you know what? Just to kind of tap in, we got to become more innovative with how to incorporate these things with our families now, because they are a big part
That's
of a big part of our lives. That's even like with education now.
Mhm.
Now when we was in school, we had books.
Yeah, these children.
We
got
had to have
computers.
papers and notebooks and all that stuff, 7 dividers and all this stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
We did.
We had to have all this stuff, but now all they need is a damn phone and
A
an
laptop.
iPad or a Google Chrome, a
A
Chromebook.
A Chromebook.
They don't even need a real laptop, a Chromebook.
Right.
And they can do everything, but as a community, we have to figure out ways to reach now. Like the educators, they have learned how to reach the children where they are. So if we want to get our community back and make them more sociable with each other, make them more unified, we have to meet them where we at.
That's
So
right.
that could be doing a weekly Zoom meeting. Hey y'all jump on this Zoom. We just gonna have a mental health check.
That's
Right.
You
right.
have to do stuff like that because again, we're in that era of where technology rules.
That's right.
So,
You gotta be creative and find ways to
Mhm,
communicate with.
mhm, mhm.
DJ Ambition said nothing is private anymore.
That's right.
Beth, what's up, Beth?
Hey, Beth, thank you.
Beth
Tag
always
and share.
tapping in.
Tag and
yes.
share, guys. Beth, shout out to you. We appreciate it.
She said they just feel the need to please others, and that is how they find a way to validate themselves.
Ooh,
I
yeah.
prefer to
love it.
separate myself from that kind of behavior because it's not healthy.
Very
Agree.
well.
And keep a healthy, right, because we want to be peaceful and getting good health.
That's right.
Nobody want to be stressed out.
Mm-mm.
Getting fat.
100 years old when they
She
30.
She also said most people are acting out without a conscience.
That's right.
Yes, I agree.
What's up, David? David said when a male puts his hands on a female, normally is what he has seen either coming up or from someone he looks up to. The sad part is you have women that glorify getting hit. Instead of calling police, they brush it off, shaking my head. Now, David, I will say this. The women that I don't think they necessarily glorify it, but it's cultural. So, like, if you think about, like most Caribbean women, they always tell you, like, them Caribbean women, watch out for them because they crazy. Like, they like to fight because they used to that.
Mhm.
Even in Indian families, some, we call them Arabs, but you know what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
You know, in their family, in their culture, it's okay for men to hit women.
Mhm.
It's okay for men to discipline women when they
That's
get out of
right.
line. But American women are not going for that. This is not the 60s. You will not whoop me because dinner is not served. Okay? You get your ass up and go get some food. Okay?
Right.
But that's that on that. I don't think necessarily people glorify it, But I think that also it's two things too, and I learned this from working with women that deal with domestic violence. They don't have nowhere to go. The man is 9 times out of 10 they backbone, so they have to stay, or they feel like they have to stay in order for them to be able to live and provide that life for their children. So again, like just sometimes just to be kind of sensitive, to people that are going through stuff like that. I wouldn't say they glorify it.
Not necessarily glorify, but I do, and maybe not necessarily the right wording. I think there are women out there that feels like if he don't hit or he don't really just be all in my face or call me words or names, that it's not love, right?
Because that's how they've been shown.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And it's so sad,
It
but
is, but it's
unfortunately it's true. And maybe that's kind of where he's going with that.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I would
So
agree.
we got a lot of comments. We got Beth again. Be slow to anger. That is what the Bible teaches, but ain't nobody trying to remember that in the moment.
That's
until it's too late.
right.
That's true.
Tasha, hey Tasha, how you doing? She said we must learn self-control and discipline. No, we must learn self-control and discipline so that we don't allow others to take our power, like Mello stated. Boundaries are so important, but it starts within us first.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Sissy.
And but it's so true. You just got to start with self, and control your anger, your emotions. And I know that's hard to do,
It is.
but once you practice, like we said, anything becomes habit.
Yeah.
After you practice, if you're intentional
That's
about
right.
it.
That's right.
Because I know my mouth can be real fly too, but I've learned to take a step back, think about it, and then respond. Because like I was telling you guys, I found myself getting caught up in that situation last week when I was saying me and dude was going back and forth, and I had to say, you know what, this is, you ain't finna then take me out of my character.
Facts.
We're not finna do that. So I'm gonna let you have that, Mr. Sir. If you think that you are manly, or you think you're a man by the approach of how you're handling this, then okay, I'm gonna let you think that.
Right.
And if the women around you in your circle ain't got sense enough to tell you better, then like to Zoe's point, that's why they respond and act like they do, because women are allowing you to do such things. But I want to talk a little bit about, y'all, let's talk about this, one of the examples that I gave on the post. Because I know, because people be quick to say, well, we ain't the only one that do that. And we aren't. But what I do believe is that Caucasian people, they beat the system. Most times. They try to beat the system. I ain't saying they squeaky clean, they don't scam, they don't fraud, none of this stuff. I'm not saying that because they are the best at it.
They ain't the best at it.
Well, they on the top totem pole.
No, it ain't. They just don't flaunt it.
There you go.
See, black people, when we hit that lit,
Oh
we
yeah.
all on the ground like the hill.
But, and also too, we scam each other.
Facts.
Oh yeah.
That's my issue.
Yes. Yes.
We get we try to get over on each other
We
where
do.
they're not trying to pretty much get over on their race. They try to beat the system with their monies, or they find ways to get around all these laws. For us, we always trying to get over on each other. As soon as when you call people out, is I ain't trying to get over on you on that little money.
A little
Man,
bit.
The Ronaldo's for money.
And the sad, you know what I hate about that? Like, honestly, like, it's people out here that really work hard.
Absolutely.
I mean, you don't know what a person go
Listen.
through every week to get through work.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for some people, it's hard to get up out of bed and go to work. It be hard for them to make it through the day, and then you gonna run through their little account like that and steal their money. Like, it's like, I'm a victim of identity theft. I was scammed by somebody that I was with. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Right.
And
And,
I'm
and
just
no,
like,
a lot of times
for the
you
life
right up
of
on
me,
your nose.
Yes.
For the life of me, I'm trying to figure out how the hell you trying to scam me, and I'm helping you.
Right.
I'm helping you, and you stealing from me.
Right.
So I'm like, you stealing from me, and I'm just like, how does that work? And it's like that's when you use the word glorifying. You glorifying being a scammer, you glorifying these things, but then when you go to jail, it's a free me.
Mm-hmm.
Free me to live backwards.
Yep.
And I'm like, right. Ain't nobody trying to free you when you don't got over on these folks.
Man, you got the man. Come on, man.
I think the Caucasian race, I think that it's some of that in theirs too, but I don't think it's as prevalent or it's not as exposed as we are when it comes to going against your own race. But I agree 110%. I don't want to say the government. I want to say.
That's what I finna say.
Yeah, I don't want to say the
Yeah,
government.
you say it. We talking unapologetic
Okay.
real.
I think the government has put us for years, not just now with scamming, just going way back. You've made us to be crabs in a barrel because we never had anything. So the minute we can get our fingertips on anything, right? We excited. We want to keep it to ourselves, and we want more and more and more of it because we've never been able to just. We couldn't walk in no car dealership and just go get a car with your credit score. When the bulk of us are just learning about financial literacy.
That's right.
And it's 2025. Okay? So we've been behind the totem pole for so long that I think when we get a little piece of anything, we don't care who it comes from, where we get it from, as long as we get it and we can survive, it doesn't matter.
And if we can learn everything else,
right? Learn how to get it the right way.
we can learn. We can learn. First of all, to your point, you're right. Try to get it the right way. But if you, and I'm not condoning it, I'm saying if you're going to go that path, then again, why aren't you trying to get over on other folks other than your people?
Cause they scared.
Yep.
Cause get what? When you steal from the white folks, your ass going to jail.
That's right.
They gonna prosecute you to the fullest.
And that's what we be so afraid. We be just like, let them have it. Not me.
My cousin-
I don't care how long it take for me to get mine back.
Let me tell you,
I'm gonna fight it until I can't fight it no more.
I got me a
And you
case
may-
right now pending with.
That's what I was
Department
gonna
of
say.
Labor.
You might
I
think
want my
that
money.
it's over, and once it might be 2-3 years. Right, then all of a sudden you get them papers. Boom.
But you know what? A lot of times you have a lot of people that know that they're being scammed, right? Let me use your son. I don't know how to do it, but let me use your so-and-so and your chicken kind of put this da-da-da-da-da. And because you think you finna get a little lick off of that lick,
And then
you
they
willing
call you in.
you willing to do it, right? Again, anything for a quick and easy come up that you don't have to work for.
And then this is what I've noticed. If people believe that they'd be so quick to say that little money, but if you scam 20 people out of $100,
That's $2,000.
that's $2,000.
That's
Come
right.
on, so when you say that little money, no, you out here doing it to several different people that have made you money.
And the jacked up part about it is when we get it, we do absolutely nothing to sustain it.
Yep,
It
because
is if
you wouldn't even have to keep doing
There
that
you
if
go.
you did.
Let me
Let me
hit
tell
one
you
good
something.
lick.
Period.
Let me get one
Just
good
one.
You're right.
Then one, I'm gonna have
I won't
a
have-
damn Chipotle.
You better believe
That'll be like, damn, Mello done open the Chick-fil-A. I'm gonna be sitting there with
it.
a
Exactly.
That's just like if people borrow money. Mello, let me get my $50. Mello gonna be quick. Girl, I'm gonna give you your little $50. Why they got me on
My
that?
little
It
when I gave it to you.
wasn't that when I gave
But
it
you
to
know,
you.
I feel like when it comes to that borrowing money thing, like, you know what, if you don't got it to give, don't even give it.
Yes, I have
Because
gotten to that point.
Niggas ain't gonna pay you back.
That's right.
Niggas
And
have to
I'm
give
with you on
away.
that.
And I done been niggas that ain't gonna pay you
Me
back.
too.
'Cause I used to owe my mom a lot of money. My daddy too.
I've got to that point too. You're
Right. If
absolutely
you can't
right.
just give it away, then just say I ain't
Because
got it.
it creates situations. It creates situations. Soon as you ask people for your money back, and if you were that person that you was in a position to give them folks their money back, you wouldn't even create an issue. You'll give them people their money back.
That's right.
But sometimes people have that money to give
That is
back
true.
and they won't give it to you because they out here trying to do whatever else.
Floss and act like you somebody that you're not.
That's right.
That's why,
That's right.
But that's what I'm saying. That's a cultural thing.
That's why I say
Context,
crashing
like,
out
if we
on
go
our
back,
own
Go
race.
back to what you were talking about when, like you said, with the white people when they do scams. Like, not okay. So a lot of people don't understand how the rich get rich. The rich get rich. They really be cashing in on their own money.
Mm-hmm.
They go get these life insurance policies, all this insurance stuff like this, and then they claim.
Yeah, they know how to work the
But
system.
they
They
invest
get money.
as well,
That's
right? So
right.
then they don't have
That's
to,
right.
Then they go buy Chipotle.
That's right.
And then what they do is they come to our neighborhood
Mm-hmm.
and they get all our money. Like the stupidest thing I heard while the presidential election was going on was, we gonna vote for Trump because he got all that stimulus check.
Oh man, you talking about crash out on your own people? I wanted to so bad because that was horrible.
My
And-
thing is, first of all,
First of all.
what? Okay, I'm a history fanatic. I love history. Let me just go there. Social studies, that was me.
Okay.
The Republicans created the welfare system. It was not created for the Negroes. It was
Okay.
created for these people.
But they
And
needed to.
statistically, if you look at it, there are more white people that receive governmental assistance than black people. But people still say, oh, all these black people getting out. No, you just see the inner city. When you get outside of the city, that rural part of your state, ain't but about 2 or 3 black people there. And 9 times out of 10, they probably a clergyman or they might be the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
The system was not created for us. However, we find a way to always maneuver and get what we need out of it. And by all means, if you can work them, work them.
Mm-hmm.
But again, then what the white people doing? They going out here, they getting jobs under the table, or they starting businesses that they don't have to report. They getting welfare. They getting TANF. What is this? It's not welfare no more. What it's
It's
called?
TANF.
SNAP.
Oh yeah. Snap.
Oh, snap.
They get
That's
SNAP,
what folk call it.
EBT.
That's right.
They out here and they ain't flaunting. They ain't
That's
out in
right.
the grocery store like, girl, you want to buy some stamps?
What is
I got $1,000 a month. Guess what they doing? They gonna spend $5.
Mm-hmm.
They got that other $5.
Mhm.
When the next month come, they gonna have 15.
Mm-hmm.
When the next month come, they gonna still have 15. Cause get what? I mean, they gonna have another 15
Mm-hmm.
because they not. It's not a competition for them.
Right.
We too busy out here trying to compete with everybody. Who got
That's
the
right.
biggest chain? Who got the shiniest teeth?
Yes,
You know what I'm saying? Who clothes look the best?
Mm-hmm.
Man, when you take all this shit off, you look just like me.
Everybody else. That's right.
I want to talk about something else once you read some of the comments. Guys, go ahead and tag and share. Please tag and share.
Yes.
But I'm gonna let Melo read some of the comments. But to your point, like you said, some of the things about the biggest chain, the biggest teeth, on the widest teeth. I want to talk about that.
The shiniest teeth.
Yeah, the veneer. I'm talking about the goals of the veneers.
Because what did
No,
they do with all
I
that
like
PPP
it.
money and the stimulus that Trump did?
They ain't
give
got no
them?
money no more.
That's my point. Some people got 40
You know what-
and 60
you know what they were doing?
grand.
They was at the club popping bottles.
See what I'm
Cause
saying?
get what? During that time, let me tell you something. It was the best time to throw an event. Cause get what? They was in the club doing.
Spending money.
That's right.
Oh, we finna buy. We gonna get this. How much is it? 500. Oh, that ain't nothing.
That right.
Go answer for that 500 now.
Yeah.
That
Right,
500 for the
right.
session.
And that's
Hey,
my
y'all,
point.
everybody want to put $25 in? No, bitch, you said 500.
Right.
That right.
Go on, spend that.
Nah, it ain't
That
that.
ain't that.
Right.
But you got some people that really came up off those PPP loans and have nothing to show for it now,
That's real.
which is crazy.
But then you also, to the flip side of that, you got people who took that money
And
did
did
what
something
needed.
with
They
it.
did.
They did.
And then that's what you seeing now. Like shout out to I forget her name. I met her at an event. It's gonna come to me in a minute, but the name of her Instagram is called A Perfect Arch. But she is the first black owned makeup school.
All
Like a
right.
professional makeup school. Like you could be I'm sorry, not professional, accredited
Okay.
makeup school. And like this lady is like hustling and bustling, and she could have very much so took her $1,400 and went over here and put it in there, and then may have got a little PPP money and put it over here. You do have people that did the right thing.
That's
if you
good.
go
And
down
shout
there to
out to them.
Pittsburgh,
That's right.
you go to Pittsburgh, you go where the Floyd's Plaza is. That's a black owned. The whole corner is black owned.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact
That's
a lot of
good.
them got PPP, and guess what they did? Put it back into their community. They
That's
got a
what I'm
grocery
talking
store
about.
over there.
Yes.
It's a smoke shop over there. It's a hair salon, barber shop, coffee shop. All that stuff is over there. So you did have people that actually did what they were supposed to do, and those are the people that was legit.
There you
Mhm.
go.
Now go there.
There you go.
If you weren't legit, you blew that. You was
Right.
at Chipotle every day.
DoorDashing something every day.
You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
No
That's
doggone
real.
way.
All the
You was
time.
just door dashing.
Yeah.
That's
You was
right.
just dropping people plate food off.
That's right.
Now you ordering
Now you
every day.
right.
Uber Eats.
Right.
You eating that Papa Do's.
That
Yes.
right. That
Ruth
right.
Chris.
That's right. right.
Trying to keep up with the people who eat for free at the roof crib.
That's right.
Cause Cardi B them don't pay to eat at these places.
That's right. You want to
Yeah.
post it and show your receipt and how much you paid on your receipt.
Crazy,
Yeah.
crazy.
And it's that kind of stuff.
Now that kind of stuff, yeah, make you want to crash out on your own.
Nah,
Right.
for real, cause
Cause I be so angry sometimes when I see some of the stuff we do. I be like, ah, and I be like, I don't want to say make it seem like I'm not
For our
for
people.
our people, but
That's
we
right.
just do too much. And I just be like, come on, people, we gotta do better.
yeah, we have to.
We do.
But
What we
that's
got
gonna
out there?
come with more. Like, think about it now. Who back in the '60s? Who he had leading us? What, Martin Luther King?
Mm-hmm.
In the '70s, who was leading us? I don't know. I wasn't born in the '70s. The '80s, who was leading us? We were being led by hip hop artists. You see what I'm saying? By cultural music and stuff like that. The '90s came through music artists. We looking at everything changed. We went from being led by a man in a suit, a 3-piece suit, to being led by a nigga in a leather outfit.
But you think about it though. You think about how the music industry has changed, right? Back then it was storytelling. It was a lot of.
Let's talk about that.
People do still tell stories.
Yeah, they do.
Right.
But no.
Not in
I'm
that
talking about
way.
positive
So let's
stories.
read the comments and then we gonna talk about that. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. Hold that thought.
Okay.
All right, so David said definitely what I was saying. Betty Wright, No Pain, No Gain. It's well known in the South, and most Southern females love that song and relate to it. M. Shell Allen said, set a guard over your mouth. Lord, keep watch over the doors of my lips.
Right?
That's right, Michelle.
Oh, you just say whatever.
KC said, go on and tell him about his
Okay.
situation.
Okay.
Okay.
M. Shell also said values and boundaries, respecting personal boundaries and valuing purity is essential.
That's right.
Also, because some people don't know the understanding of struggle. And then Beth said, if my finances are hurting, I will go take out a loan, pay it back. So if I need another, I can get another. That has always worked for me. I do not ask others for money because it is awkward. If you're smart, you can let it help you build your credit depending on who you
Yeah.
borrow from.
That's right. That's true.
That's right. You
I
got
ain't getting no loan like oh nobody.
That's right.
I'm just gonna get out.
But
there
it's better to do that instead of trying to get over.
Oh,
DoorDash.
Right.
I
Instead
download
of
every
just
app on my phone. I be Instacarting,
right.
DoorDash.
Yeah.
Right.
What
Instead
is
of
the
just
other
trying
one? Uber
to,
Eats?
yeah, instead of just trying to get over on
I
people,
agree.
you know, do whatever works for you, but definitely stop trying to get over on people because believe it or not, one way or another, it comes back
It
on
definitely. It definitely.
You gotta have a skill. Like get a skill.
you. Mm-hmm.
So
And
when
people-
you get broke, you can utilize your
That's
skill.
right.
Like
And people think it comes back on them financially.
Mm-mm.
To me, and it's just my opinion again, and what Zoe say don't make it right, but it doesn't always come back and hit you financially. Sometimes it hits your family.
Oh,
Sometimes
yeah.
it
You
hits
just
your
never know
health.
what. That's right.
Sometimes it hits you in your life in a different way. So when you
Mhm.
think you getting over, you may believe in the universe, you may believe in Buddha, you may whomever you believe in. I believe karma is real. You get from the universe what you put out.
That's
And
right.
if you always trying to get over and you not doing the right thing, that's what you're gonna receive continuously. And then people can't figure out why I'm always going through.
Why am I always
got it
right?
Lord, why me?
hard?
Why me? Now it woes me.
Yeah, take a step back and look now. Look
I
at
used to
what
say
you
that all the time.
done
Look how you've treated
with
people. That's why.
That is right.
That's why.
That
And
is
you
very
gotta
true.
this a thing I tell people all the time, babe. Ain't no honor amongst no thieves.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
But
If they
please believe
scamming
it.
them, they gonna scam
Scam
your
you.
ass too. I seen. Speaking of fights, you talking about girls fighting. I got their fight in my phone. I'm show it to y'all when we get out the camera. So these two girls, they both are well known, like well known scam artists or whatever. And they went when they posted, one of them posted ran a little leak for the other one, right? Well, she ended up stealing the girl money. So the girl ended up running up in the apartment while she was asleep. Caught her. She ain't had no wig on. She looked like foolish. She ain't had no wig on. She had no bra on. I'm gonna show y'all the video because I still got it in my
Yeah,
phone.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And it was crazy. And the first thing that came to my mind was, ain't no honor amongst thieves.
That's
Why
right.
did you think you was exempt?
I don't know why people think that.
They do.
Baby, if she
So we
steal from
friends.
this, she can steal from you too. Ain't no friends.
That's
Yeah.
right.
When it come to when
yeah.
people are money hungry like that, baby, mother kill you over $1.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
People out here, they talk about PB and Rock, the rapper. producer rapper that got killed a few years ago. He got robbed. He was at the seafood restaurant, I believe, with his girlfriend.
Oh,
and he got robbed.
I believe that. I
He
remember
gave the dude everything.
That's right.
And he still killed him.
That's right.
That
like you said, no honor
You
amongst
know
it. People be
what
so envious.
They do.
People really be envious. And you would think that people would be happy.
Yeah.
But we are never
It's
happy
never enough.
and happy for each other. To your point about gatekeeping, man, we be so scared to share stuff and help others be better, and we be quick to say iron sharpen iron, but baby, we be so afraid to help each other and bring each other along
That is
because
so
we be afraid that somebody is going to come up before we do. And
That's one thing I have definitely learned in the corporate arena. You and I both have been there.
Mhm.
But one thing I definitely pride myself in, and I know you do the same thing, we've done it with each other. We've been competing for the same jobs. Do you hear me? But we will call each other and be like, okay, let me listen to what you got. Let you see what I got. And we both critique each other.
Because one thing about two things for sure, and not mean to cut you off, whoever God gonna get a job, so it's gonna be the job, and to if she gets the job, I'm congratulating her
That's
because
right.
we know we've got in there together,
That's right.
and supported each other, and I say that to our people,
Mhm.
what God got for you is gonna be for you.
That is right.
So it's never, and then if you're really truly friends, you ain't trying to sit up and hide well, my strategy this and my strategy that,
Oh,
because
it
at the
can't
end of
be
the
that.
day, you're going to get the job if the job is designed for you, or even if somebody's looking out for you.
That's right.
So at the end of the day, be okay.
facts.
We're honoring people, and you guys sit down and say, okay, so, because guess what? Even if we talk about what we got for those questions, her skills are different than my skills.
That's right.
Her delivery is going to be different than
Yes.
mine. She's going to tell a different story than I'm going to tell
Yes.
my story.
But the
right.
main thing is what's for you.
It's for you.
Period.
And you need to have those type of people in your circle
Yeah.
that are gonna want you and not be envious to push you up and not tear you
Not
down.
tear you down. Yep.
I'm the quickest one to help
Where I
the
can.
underdog wherever I can.
That's right.
Let me help you. Come on. But
That's
now you
right.
gotta be willing to put the work in.
That's right.
too.
You got to be willing to put
Now I
the
ain't
work
gonna do
in.
it for you,
That's
but
right.
now you gotta be willing to put the work in too, cause iron does sharpen iron, and all money ain't good money.
Facts.
So when
I
you,
just said it.
yeah, when you always
Right.
out there for $1, yeah,
And a
you trying to get
title.
something
And
for
a
and a
title.
title, yeah, it's not good money. It's not.
And I'm glad that you brought that up because here at 105.7 The Phase, that's what we do.
Yes.
We are a platform that provides for entrepreneurs, anybody with an entrepreneur spirit, anybody that has an idea, we help you bring those things to life. That's why we are so successful in what we do, because we have that. We're the platform that provides. We have a platform for people who don't even have enough money to do whatever they need to do, but we work with them to get them where they need to be. So when we have all these different services, they can come to us and say, you know what, you had helped me out. You gave me a free graphic. Okay, you know what, I got $75 now. Let me give it back to the station.
That's right.
You know, and that just goes a long way. So honestly, like what you saying, a lot of times people don't help people because culturally, well, I'm gonna start speaking on just black people.
Well, we
But
were
just-
just talking about that because that was the subject title today. But
But
go
people
ahead.
in general, you know what I'm saying? Like, I always used to say this: people want to see you doing, but not better.
Better than down.
Not better. They always want to see you doing,
Mm-hmm.
but not better. And it's a thing of like they get intimidated.
Yes.
Like what you don't understand there, baby. What I got gonna help you.
That's right.
That's just like in Atlanta. It's so many rappers, singers,
Mm-hmm.
podcasters, radio stations, all that stuff. But if all of us got together and worked together, do you know what we can do?
That's right.
That's right.
Like, I tell artists when I go to these showcases and stuff like that, you worried about being better than him. Guess what? You might do be better than him, but you might have something that you can offer him to make him better. Pull
That's
him up.
right. That's right.
You
And
talk
that's
about
what we
being
have
leaders.
to do.
Leaders, I listen to Denzel Washington down there every morning. It's a speech that he gave at the Harvard graduation where he say, each one
Teach one.
That's right.
And if you're such a leader, to your point, then if you are in a circle of people, instead of wondering, well, why they haven't been able to be successful in this arena, to your point and to those, what have you done to try to help them
That's
folks elevate?
Exactly.
I'm gonna give you a prime example. Business.
Mm.
I do t-shirts, right, on the side. Miller do too. But one of my close friends wanted to learn.
Mm-hmm.
You can look out there on the internet, and it's all kind of classes that people are charging to teach you how to do shirts. I said, child, if you get the type of machine that I have, I'll show you everything that I know.
Girl, come help me.
That's right.
Right.
And I learned from YouTube University.
Right,
Right.
right.
But I said, I'll show you. It's not that hard. I'll show you what I know. But you would be surprised at how many people will be, I ain't gonna show her what I know because then she gonna get all my customers. Let me tell you something. It's enough money out there
But
for your customer to be your
everybody,
customer
that's right.
and my customer be my
That's
customer.
right.
And
That's
even
right.
if it may be a situation where, you know what, damn, I ain't gonna be able to do it, but I got somebody that
There
can.
you go. And we've done that before too.
Mhm.
Hey, I
That's
got a big
right.
old
Because
order.
I may
I
be-
need your help.
That's right.
That's
you may be
right.
booked, but I can refer you to
Mhm.
such and
Somebody
such.
else. But
people
everybody
gotta-
don't think like
People gotta
that.
start that. Like, I mean, that's why I say that why we like mentality wise, our mental is broke.
Yeah.
That's why we broke mentally. Because we so worried about what the next person got.
Yeah.
Girl, go out there and do what you doing. So what if it's somebody else selling the same thing you selling? Go over there and
Yours
exchange
gonna be
goods with them.
different. That's right.
Go over there and say, look, I want to give you one of my shirts. Okay. You know what, girl, I'm gonna give you one of mine too.
That's
okay,
right.
thank you.
That's right.
Now, it might not look good in mine, but
That's
guess
right.
what? I appreciate it.
There you
That's
go.
right.
But
There you
people
go.
do that like that, and that's how it is. Like in the entertainment industry, it's like a dog eat dog
Yes.
world. I tell people all the time, like just because I'm a female rapper, but I know when I go out here amongst other female rappers, I know I ain't shit like them. You know what I'm saying? I'm nothing like them.
Right.
So I'm not even worried about it. They be more worried about me than I'm worried about them. I went to one competition, the girl say, "Oh, you here? I know you gonna win the money." I knew I was gonna win it too, but I'm just saying I didn't go in there with that type of mentality. And guess what I did? After that, I bought them a drink
That's right.
with the money that I
That's
won.
right.
That's
That's
right.
right.
People
That's
don't
right.
understand that's where you're, to me, again, this is just my belief. When you are that way and you're not gatekeeping, you open the door for so many more blessings to come your
That's
way.
right.
It's been so
That's
many
right.
times where I didn't know where some money was coming from, and then as soon as you need it, boom, there it is.
Mhm.
I'm talking about to the penny.
Yes.
To the penny, and you don't know where it came from. You just go open the mailbox, and I got a check from the from the insurance company.
That's right.
Something about I paid too much 2 years ago, and here go the check.
That's
You get what I'm
right.
saying?
That's
But
right.
you don't know that that's where your blessings come
Yeah,
from. When
we gotta stop
can
not
reach back.
wanting to help each other and
Yes.
sit around a table. We be too busy sitting around the table talking about folk
Yes.
as opposed to trying to figure out ways in which we can help. And that's the biggest part about, for me, about our culture
Yes.
and us crashing out. We do too much against each other as opposed to trying to help each
Yeah.
other.
Mhm.
I'm gonna tell Casey's story, and then guys go ahead and tag and share continuously, and then I'm gonna let you dive into the comments, Mello. And Zoe, you had, I hope you forgot your thought on what Mello had mentioned, but for Casey's situation, it is work, to work related.
Mhm.
So he was in a car accident years ago, and he hurt his back. But now he's been hurting more, and his doctor took him out of work. Well, let me tell it right. The man didn't take him out of work. The man said what amount of pounds he can't do at work.
Put him on the work restriction.
Right, work restriction. He goes to take the thing to the work. Us.
Fired him.
Now, we didn't fire him. We tell him, don't come back until the doctor release you. The man didn't say I couldn't work. The man just said, I can't do the restrictions.
we do the same thing, yeah.
But keep me on my job.
Yeah.
I need my coins.
That's right.
You
Or
know-
pay me while I'm out.
And if you're not a job that pay people, because everybody ain't like our job.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This man need his job. The folk didn't tell the man not to come back to work.
That's right.
Mr.
On
Sir,
light duty.
put the man on light duty, but that's
right.
us.
Yeah.
We always
Yeah,
doing
we do.
stuff against our own people. I
Mm.
bet you them white folk wanted to tell them to go home and come back. Them folk would say, okay, Mr. Casey. I mean, we got some work for
What
you,
they would say,
Mr. Casey. Instead of working over here, we're going to just put you over in the office.
They're
We're going to put you in the
right.
office.
They're right.
We're going to put you in the warehouse. Come on, help pick up here 5
Yeah. Or even if you're in the warehouse, we're gonna have you over here where this little area where you don't have to lift that much.
That's
Yeah.
right. You know, my thing is, why do that?
Because when we get a little bit of power,
There you go. That's what I wanted to
we
hear.
don't know how to take it. We don't know how to
Us.
handle it. They're
A
just like
lot
black
of us
police
don't.
officers.
Yes.
And I love, shout out to my homeboy. Well, he more than my homeboy. He like my brother. He's a police officer. He was just shot on duty a few weeks ago.
Oh no.
Kenyon, we love you. We
Love
praying
you.
for us.
We don't even know you, but we love you. So
Yeah.
our condolences.
But like he's pretty cool.
Mhm.
He cool. But a lot of black officers, especially female officers,
Mhm.
child. I used to see back in the day when I used to go to Club Miami, it was this one female officer. She was so aggressive with the women. Like, baby, just tell them folk to go head on.
That's
She's
it.
slamming people on their heads. Now you created situations that don't even need to be created. And that's
Right.
us. We get a little piece of power
Yep.
and we want to stretch it. Like, no, when you put into a certain position, not saying that you got to lay down for everybody, but you put in that position to make something better.
That's
Yes.
To
right.
create better outcomes.
That's
Yes.
right.
When you put in a leadership role, it's to lead, not to be an asshole.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people think
And I
when
think
you
that's
become
why
leader,
I'm
you an
with
asshole.
Guess what? And to lead, what people don't understand, in order for you to lead, to be a good leader,
Yep.
you have to know how to follow. Because
Facts.
it's not about you.
Mhm.
If my team not doing well,
I'm
I'm
not
a horrible
doing
leader.
well.
I'm a
Facts.
horrible
And guess
leader.
what? A lot of times
People don't get that part.
they don't get that part, and your team if they feel intimidated by you, or meaning they can't even come to you and talk because you always mean-mugging and you always talking down to them. They come and do the bare minimum
Yes,
at
ma'am.
work, and that's what people don't get.
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
They come and do the bare minimum because I don't want to deal with you. I just rather do my job
And go
and
home.
go home.
Mhm.
Now, when I create or whomever create an atmosphere where there is work standards, balances, and fun, I'm about ready to come to work and do
Oh,
the
yeah.
best job they can.
Oh, yeah.
When they sick, they'll be, I came on in here, so for you, 'cause I know
That's
you'll be shot.
right. That's
what I
right.
mean?
They don't
Versus-
mind.
You got a little cold,
And
and
it coming.
I ain't gonna be able to
That's
make it.
right.
I ain't gonna be
Because if I tell her that I'm sick, and she ain't gonna believe me anyway, so
Right.
I'm just gonna no. You
Mhm.
create a culture as a leader where
Yes.
people will be happy to
Mhm.
work for you because you're not talking down to them and making them feel bad or just like a number.
You treat them like a person.
You treat them like a
And I
person.
think that's in
Opportunities for 'em.
that's right. And
Yeah.
right. Let me teach you what I know.
Mhm.
That's what I tell my
So
folks.
get what?
Teach me what I know.
I don't want to be working here for
There you
real.
go. There you
So let
go.
me go and get somebody trained up.
If
That's
I don't
right.
have no leaders under me, if I can't create some more leaders under me, I'm not
Facts.
doing my job.
That's right.
Cause I mean, when you get in a leadership role, to be honest, you're supposed to delegate.
That's right. But that's it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to know it all, and I don't.
And you
All
ain't supposed
right.
to do it all
And
neither.
that's not supposed to do it all.
I'm
Cause I
not.
love to delegate.
But that's what you're
I
supposed
need
to
you
do.
to right here, then you get on there right there, you get on there.
And people love to feel like they are a part of something.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you treat them right.
Especially when you treat them right.
And
Absolutely.
you throw a little incentives in
There you go.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Like when I used to work at a charter school, and I was like a program coordinator for the after school program, and like one of the things was like our job, honestly, it paid $20 an hour, like part time for like the part time teachers. They made $20 an hour, but they really only work 3 hours a day.
Oh wow.
So that ain't really nothing
Yeah.
for real. That just like coming and going.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So one of the hardest things used to be was keeping people.
Mm-hmm.
Because they'd be like, man, I could just go on home. Like I ain't worried about them $20. You know what I'm saying? Because I can go make $20 somewhere else.
That's right.
But one of the things I did was I started doing like little incentives, like hey look, I seen you been at work every day this month.
Mhm.
Know what? Take off Friday.
There you go.
And that's why a lot of jobs have, like you just mentioned, high turnovers
Mhm.
or high call outs.
Mhm.
Because of the simple fact, you feel like you pay them enough, but people
Mhm.
feel like for the stress and what I have to
It ain't
go
worth
through,
it.
it ain't worth it, and I can make that money somewhere else with less stress.
Mhm.
And you know, and so
I take a pay cut.
I'd rather be at peace. Let's read some of the comments. What we
We
got?
don't really have any more comments. Beth said that it helps during hard times. It's necessary. She said, "Ladies, I love these healthy discussions, and I will keep sharing and trying to get others in here.
Thank you,
Oh,
God bless
Beth.
you all, and see y'all on the next episode. I must dip out."
Thank you, girl.
David said, I learned a Lord.
I see. Look at it right there. I learned a long
Okay,
time
there we
ago.
go. Boom. We got a big screen over there. Shout out to our CEO.
Right.
I learned a long time ago that no weapon formed against you will prosper. And if I am the weapon or I have a weapon to harm someone else, then why am I praying or hoping I will prosper?
Ooh.
Until we realize that God is real and understand how not to be crabs in the bucket by
Amen.
loving thy neighbor as thyself, this conversation about how people treat people will never change.
That's very true.
Yes, I agree totally. I think that's a great closeout.
But here, and just to piggyback off of that, that's why we need better examples. People need to lead. Like what you just said, instead of saying it, do it.
it.
You know what I'm saying? Show people. Sometimes you have to show people how to act. You know, like that's even like when you get in a relationship. You show people how you want to be treated by
That
the
is
way
right.
you treat them.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, do that in everyday life. Like I said, you don't know what kind of day a person has.
That's right.
Some people, hard for them to get out of bed. Some folks ain't had no lights to get ready this morning. Some people ain't got no hot water to bathe their ass. They boiling water in the morning.
That's
You don't know what kind of day, how that day started, and you go over there and you, did you bump into me? Are you doing some old crazy stuff like that? And then somebody jig,
Snap. Mm-hmm.
and then you on TV.
That's right.
And then
First
somebody
four
got to
days.
put on a black suit.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Black
dress.
suit, red dresses. You know,
Yeah.
black people, we like to wear t-shirts. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
Like,
someone say pop out, somebody got to just pop out and show them.
Right.
So you gotta
That's
pop
right,
out and
that's
show
right,
people
that's
that you
right.
can lead, like you said,
Yeah,
and that
got
you can
to.
lead positively.
M. Shell Allen stated a lot of people do not know how to lead.
Very true.
And that is true. I think sometimes, you know, we think because we have sometimes, and I'm just going to take it back to the job related type of situation, degrees,
Oh yes.
that we have created leaders.
Now.
And that is so untrue.
No.
they
Um,
dumb as hell.
You know, I'm a big person on people. If you don't know how to treat people, it's meaningless to me.
I agree.
That's just simple.
I agree.
And that's whether it's the job, whether it's in your everyday life, relationships, if you don't know how to treat people, man, you can't be a leader.
That's right.
And women, you can't lead either.
That's right.
That's true.
Cause in some situations, women have to step up and be leaders. If
That's
you're gonna
right.
be a leader, you got to do right. Like
Yeah,
you
that's
can't
right.
half-ass it.
That's right.
You cannot half-ass it. Like, and it's hard.
Mhm.
It's hard to lead because
Ooh.
sometimes you get a group of people who want to be against you or just want to just be so resistant to
Mhm.
everything that you say. It's like you got to show them,
Yes.
and then once you show them, then they lay down.
That's right.
Or you got to be open-minded because sometimes people feel like when you're trying to provide and give them feedback, when you say against, they feel like, well, you're against me. No, take a step back.
That's
Take
right.
your feelings out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Really listen to what I've stated. Take a self-reflection
Mm-hmm.
and really look deep into yourself and realize this is something that you really may need to change.
Yes.
Now, until you see it yourself,
That's right. Because it's a gift. Feedback can be a definite gift, but you have to be open.
Mhm.
You have to be open to, and then it's about your approach too.
that's true.
And
I
if the
agree.
only time I talk to you is every time I talk to you, I'm talking to you about,
That's true.
and I've never said anything positive to
Positive.
you.
I agree.
So then you have to kind of tailor even within your everyday life. If
Yeah,
every
yeah.
conversation you have with your child is, you need to do, and you've never praised that child for doing anything
Mhm,
good,
mhm.
what do you think they're gonna do?
That's right. That's right. I agree.
Ain't no point in doing it.
That's
Ain't
right.
No point in doing good.
You're not gonna acknowledge it.
Mhm.
That's right. And that's just us. You know, we and I again. I'm not saying other races don't do this.
That's right.
I just know that we
Talking
do
about
a right because we got to clean up our house first
That's right.
before we can get out here talking about what other folks always do.
Mhm.
We do a lot. We do a lot to each other
That's right.
that we got to stop doing
Definitely.
and do a better approach.
If we change that narrative, I'm telling you, like, black people don't understand the type of power that we
Oh my
have
God, yes.
as a race. Let me tell you something. We very resourceful
Mm-hmm.
in a positive way. We can go out here and make some shit, and y'all be looking like,
Out of nothing.
you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, even think about the meals we used to create. They used to create back in the day. We be eating cornbread and pinto beans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
But your stomach full, you
But
go to
your
bed.
Sister be-
Show
Let me tell y'all something. My mama cooked the best rice, pinto beans, and
You
cornbread.
ain't have to have no meat. You know what I mean? You ain't even have to have
I'm
no
just saying,
meat.
like if we get together and we start supporting our own, like this whole stigma about supporting black-owned businesses, like kill it. Y'all go to Walmart and go in there for one thing and spend over $100.
Mm-hmm.
Why you can't go and purchase, you know, some candles from Honey Orchid?
Let me,
Right.
okay,
Some
Miller,
lotion.
I don't mean to interrupt.
Come on, 'cause
I
I know
need
what you
to
got to say.
Me too.
And now I'm with supporting our own.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what we're talking about. Have we crashed out some of these same examples on our own? We will give the best experience to people outside of our race.
Oh yes.
But soon as it's us,
Oh.
let me tell you a prime example.
Ooh.
When I was paying my money, everybody was picking up the phone.
Mm-hmm.
But soon as I pay you, now I can't even hardly get in touch with you. Why?
Yeah.
I had two situations like that. But they delivered in the end, meaning it's a nice prom dress. So shout out to y'all, shout out to y'all over there. House of Avid. I think that's y'all name over there for Rainbow Drive. Beautiful dresses over there. But they gotta get better with the way that they communicate. And then once I went back, so shame on me for not reading your reviews, but people were saying the same things about the communication
Yes.
was horrible. You know, when people are paying you their money, they expect to get
What they pay for?
and not
The level of
just
service.
the level of service because the dress ended up beautiful,
Yeah.
but the communication process, I was pulling teeth to find out when a dress is gonna be ready, when it's gonna be fitted, when can she come get it fitted. It seemed like I was doing all the work, and we
Right.
shouldn't have to do that when we're paying our money
Yeah.
because other races, I promise you, they would have said, "Here's the
When
date."
white folk come in, they gotta get on room.
They're gonna say, "Here's the date that we can expect to have her dress ready.
Mhm.
Here's when you can bring her
So
in to
that
get
they gonna
refitted."
fit it. Mhm.
They're gonna already have it planned out. So that's when people start to lose us on supporting our
But
black
you
business
can't,
and
but you
based off
can't,
experiences.
you can't base that experience on all the rest of
I
it.
agree.
That's
I'm
I
just,
mean, you got to understand too. A lot of black-owned businesses, these are still working people.
that's
Like
right.
they still have like career. They still have 9 to 5s. They still have families to balance and things like that. And they haven't all the way grasped, all the way dove into the entrepreneurship because a lot of times there's fear there. Because I got to be able to pay my bills. I got to be able to make sure my kids are straight. So I'm not saying that being sensitive to them because sometimes I don't always deliver on the day that I'm supposed to deliver, but I do communicate.
That's the
I
key
will
though.
communicate.
Remember, we've
But
always
there
said
has
that
been a time-
communication is
Right.
everything.
That's
And
right.
I think that's where we go wrong. That's why I said I had two situations like this. That's where we go wrong when we don't communicate effective. I think people are willing to accept that hiccups happen,
That's
that
right.
there's delays,
That's right.
that things will occur. People are okay with that.
Right.
But people
long as
are
you
not
communicate.
okay if you're not communicating and I'm reaching out.
That's right. And I think every black business owner, because I've experienced some horrible experiences too, I try to support my people in every way, shape, form, and fashion. You need to invest in yourself and in your business some customer service skills.
Absolutely.
Because if that's your livelihood, you want to retain customers, not push customers away because you're unprofessional. You don't know how to talk to people. You don't communicate well. You don't return phone calls.
Yep.
You don't return emails. I got to come back up there and ask you 15 questions, and then you got an attitude because I came back up. I think we need
Right,
to
and that's what it
invest
is.
in customer service skills,
That's
because
right.
as an entrepreneur, you have to have them. That's your livelihood.
What's today? The 14th.
Yeah.
If I reach out to you on the 14th, and then next 2 weeks from now, or at least a week, I haven't heard back from you, and I got to call you back again, and then like to Zoe's point, you mad because I came back to ask about it. Make that make sense.
But then you want your entire payment.
Help me make that make
Well,
sense. Now, like you,
some people just ain't meant to be business owners.
That
you
is
know?
very true.
Some folks, that meant to be workers.
That's right.
Everybody ain't meant to be a boss.
That's
absolutely.
Right. But
And
if
you
you
can
wanna be
tell
one,
by the-
if you want to be one, invest in that, please, y'all, because we dropped the ball on that. And so, or let somebody else handle that for
Yeah,
you if
I
it's
was
not
gonna
for
say
you.
that.
You know
That's
what I mean?
right. That's
Get you
right.
somebody who can handle that for you,
Right.
your customers and the
Because
front
a lot
office.
of these kids are looking for jobs.
That's right.
And that way you teach them a skill.
That's right.
I know you got a little cousin or a little
Somebody
niece or
that can be
somebody
nice to
in
the
your
folk.
family that can be nice to the folk that you can implement and put in that role
Yeah.
in order to, since I'm such a boss and I'm a leader,
Delegate that to somebody
Delegate
else if that's
to-
not your strong suit.
Absolutely.
Because you're going to lose your customers if you don't.
That's right. So guys, let's read what we got out there, and I think we can call and get some closing. But you are absolutely right. I want to make sure that we do support our small business owners, our Black owners. And at the end of the day, guys, just make sure Black owners give us something to Zoe's point to return for,
That's right.
and don't try to get over.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of business owners, we do have some specials that we're running at the station for big promo. We're offering commercials. We're offering on air promotion, show promotion for different shows. So definitely tap in with 105.7 The Phase. And if y'all need some business coaching, we do that as well.
Absolutely.
And we do train, Mellow train. I get you right. I get you right. Not for real. My mom is a business coach.
Oh yeah, I
So,
think
you know.
it's awesome. To Zoe's point, we have to start teaching, whether it's our business owners, whether it's our kids, how to first and foremost communicate with people, create those communication skills and listening skills, so that we can have great dialogue and conversations with each other. And then everybody's not bumping heads, and we're not always feuding with each other because we don't know how to control our emotions.
That's right.
I agree.
Great close out.
So we appreciate everybody for tuning in again with us on Mondays. Amanda Miller Talk Queens, hosted by Amanda Miller, guest host, somebody's calling. Yeah, guest host, Zoe, Mello, and KC that way.
right.
He's not here. But we appreciate y'all for tuning in with us on Monday. Thank y'all again. Our numbers have increased tremendously. If you are not already, go ahead and
That's
follow
right.
Talk.Queens on Instagram.
Yes.
Go ahead, like, subscribe to our YouTube page, Amanda Miller Talks 2. And follow all of us. Follow me. We Want Mellow. Follow
That's
the Let Me
right.
Spin Your podcast page. If you know any businesses, any artists that's interested in streams, tap in with me. Follow Zoe. You got Zoe. Talk to him, Zoe. Tell him what you do.
I have a nonprofit, Mothers Divinely Connected. We specialize in helping mothers who have experienced the loss of a child. So follow us on Facebook, Instagram. We're not on TikTok yet, but Facebook and Instagram, we're there. Follow me, Beautiful Zoe 76, part of the Amanda Miller Talk Queens show. Become a part of the 105.7 The Phase family.
Man,
right.
shout out to Zoe, our new personality. Shout out to Casey that way.
Yes.
Y'all look out for that boy KC that way. He got something coming y'all way really soon.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, so have a great one, guys. We
All
appreciate
right.
you. Thank
Thank
you.
y'all. Oh, get the people something.
Get what?
Oh, Next Saturday, April the
Okay, thank
19th, we will be doing
Oh, the Easter
our
egg
4th annual Easter egg hunt in the city of Clarkston at Milan Park. It's from Saturday 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. If you have kids, bring your kids out. It is free. We're not asking y'all for any money. Just come and get all this candy and eggs that we got
Right.
for you.
Oh, y'all got some plastic eggs. Them eggs
Oh yeah,
fine.
bring up the please bring the plastic eggs. I mean, them no hard-boiled eggs. I might just go and take them with me. Put some garlic powder
Who's our
on.
next personality that we can
Oh.
send them to?
What the new shows?
Who's on? Do we have anybody on Tuesday?
No, Tuesdays will be my day.
Okay.
But I haven't come back yet. But I will be coming back. Next week we'll be dropping our first episode for season 2 with TDUL Joe People Shawty. He's from Atlanta, but he's everywhere. So Tuesday, that's the lineup for Tuesdays. And Let Me Spin Your weekly mix. It airs on the 105.7 The Phase app. Make sure y'all go download the app. If you cannot download the app, go straight to our website, www.1057thephase.com, and you can listen right there on the website. On Thursdays, we have Game Over 15 Minutes of Fame podcast. Something Brewing first from 5 to 7, and then right immediately following Something Brewing, we'll have 15 Minutes of Fame podcast. And then, of course, we have the Real Boys Talk. We'll be getting their schedule to you guys. And we also have some more podcasts coming. So like Amanda said, y'all stay tuned to what we got going on. And
It's
again,
great over here.
if you're an
That's right.
artist, if you got a small business, this is the platform that you need to connect to. This is what we are here to do. We are here to each one and teach one.
All right.
Have a great night,
Have a
y'all.
good one, y'all.
Have a good one, guys.
That was good, y'all.
I love it.
That was good, y'all.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was,
yeah.
that was good.
When I tell you, I need fans.
I'm gonna bring you the one go around your neck.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I keep forgetting to bring the
Oh, you
ones
need to
that
go.
you book.